Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Dangerous Hunting. Now, we're going to go out into the wild. Is everyone ready? We're going to look for a species that is very elusive, but very valuable to find. The species is referred as the elusive Christian mother. Now, the elusive Christian mother, we're going to search diligently. We're going to check to make sure we found the right one. Now, there are many wild mothers out there. Don't be confused. But we need to know what we're looking for. Which one are we hunting? So let's do some research before we go hunting. Now, to begin with, what do they look like? How do we recognize them if we see one? If they come up and they're there, do we know which one it is? Are you ready for a test? All right. Subject one. Now, this is a mother photographed the wild plains of Tupelo Blue during a dangerous trip by one of our photographers. Now, looks normal. She's got some tattoos. That's unusual. Well, let's keep looking. Do we know if we found a Christian mother right now? We don't know. Let's think. All right. Let's look a little deeper. She has two children. She is a mother. But is she the elusive Christian kind? Well, let's see. Well, the children are fed and bathed. That's good. They've been trained to treat others well. Okay, yes. They take care of themselves and others. She goes to church every Sunday. This is looking good. Oh, it's not a guarantee, but it's looking good. Oh, she is faithful to her husband and God. Yes, we have found one. Now, what about those tattoos? That doesn't look like what we think, right? But here's the thing for young people. Sometimes you do things, they have lasting physical effects. God is very merciful. He's very kind. Your ledger may be clear, but you may still have some remnants of your past. It happens. So, we found one. This is looking pretty good. First hunt out, we find one. All right. Despite appearances, she's actually one of those elusive Christian mothers that we've been searching for. So, good job, everyone. First try out. Now, are you ready for the second one? All right. What about this one? Now, I want to call this early on, but wait, let's not do that just yet. Let's think about this. It looks like an easy case. Clean cut, nicely dressed. Mother two, only one shown, but we got two. And there's a shiny cross necklace. Look at that. It's huge. Because that's just right out there. Okay, but let's look deeper. Okay, let's get some information. She does attend church sometimes. Okay. She has one husband. That's good. The kids are clean and well dressed. This one appears to be certainly taken care of. And, oh dear. That is not good. Well, it appears she has a bit of problem with the truth, that she can't seem to say it. It could be cloudy outside, and it's Monday. She tells you it's Wednesday. It could be cloudy and raining, a hurricane going on. She says it's a beautiful sunny day with just the slightest of breeze. It baffles the mind. Maybe she's got one of those disorders. Maybe let's see. Okay, let's see. No. If only it was a mental disorder, but apparently she does this to benefit herself. So, okay. So we didn't get so lucky the second time. It would look like a clean-cut case, but it turns out we did not find the elusive Christian mother. It appearances looked like it, but not exactly. She seemed so promising. It appeared open and shut case, but appearances do not always match the heart. So, the outlook for this family with this mother, not too bright. So the second outing, we did not find one. Never fear. Let's keep going. As the saying goes, on with the hunt. Now, let's put this up for a challenge. Everybody looks for their eyes, right? What if you're blindfolded? Could you tell a Christian mother by the way she sounded? Listening. Now, okay. I've got reports that if you actually try to record one without the permission, it's kind of dangerous. So we'll not ask for any recordings right now. So I will tell you this right out. No, it appears that checking the voice recordings, they can sound sonorous as a songbird, or is not so, let's say, musically challenged, and it does not say whether they're Christian mother or not. Some of the ones that sound beautiful, got the best voice in the world, some of them are, some of them not so much. The ones that maybe can't hold a note, some of those are great. Some of them also not so much. Okay. So, what does this tell us? Well, we can't trust our eyes and ears all the time, right? And it also tells us this is not going to be easy. We've got to dig deep on this one. So, I tell you what, let's call it the big gun, the master hunter, and let's see what he has to say. So, since it's not going to be easy, let's see what his advice is for finding that elusive creature with such an incredible value. If you would turn me to 1 Samuel 16:7. 1 Samuel 16:7, it reads, "But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look at his appearance or at his physical stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord does not see as a man sees, for man looks at the outward appearances, but the Lord looks at the heart." Looking at the heart, that's a great start. However, let me tell you, untrained professional doing surgery, you open one up, kind of diminishes the value. They don't respond too much after that. And it's very, very messy. So I do not try that at home. Don't do the surgery without a professional. But let's see, is there a better way to see the heart than doing surgery? Well, let's check with that master hunter again and see what he says. Let's get some clarification. So, if you would, turn over a little bit, 1 Samuel 1. Turn back a little bit, actually. 1 Samuel 1, 12 through 17. And that's your example. So this is Eli. On his first encounter with one of these creatures, he's still learning. He's getting there. And we'll see how he handles it, okay? Let's see what happens. 1 Samuel 1, 12 through 17. And it happened, as she continued praying before the Lord, that Eli watched her mouth. Now Hannah spoke in her heart. Only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore, Eli thought she was drunk. So he said to her, "How long will you be drunk? Put away your wine from you." But Hannah answered and said, "No, my Lord, I am one of sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor intoxicating drink, but have poured out my soul before the Lord. Do not consider your maidservant a wicked woman, for out of the abundance of my complaint and grief I have spoken until now." And then, it doesn't say this, but imagine he says this sheepishly. "Go in peace. May God grant you your petition that you have asked of him." He didn't quite understand the lady. So in this hunt, one way to understand the elusive creature is talking to them. But as Eli showed with many of the male of the species when we were hunting for this one, we did the classic foot and mouth approach. Doesn't work out too well sometimes, but we did it often. But talking to them is a very good way. Looking at this short passage, though, we can see a bit of Hannah's heart without the messy surgery, can we not? Hannah's in distress, and she turns to the Lord. That's who she goes to. She cares more about what God thinks than some old guy in the corner. That's important. She's poured out her soul to the Lord. That's who she trusts with her innermost, darkest, deepest wants. She goes to God. That's who she trusts before anybody else. God is her refuge. God is who she trusts. God is who she turns to. In this small interaction, we can see the heart of someone who's about to turn into one of those elusive creatures. This is the mother of Samuel. So, she's one of those mothers who puts God first. Let's try a longer passage and see what we can learn to help us find us in our hunt. Now, in hunting, there are times you can call out to the creature. You've ever heard of a duck call? Or has anybody ever been hunting before? Okay. So, let me explain this. When you're hunting, so like, everybody got a dog? So when you call dogs, like, "Hey, come on, woo, come on," and they come to you. All right, so we're going to try a hunting call for this one. For this one goes by the name of Naomi. All right, so everybody got that? Naomi. All right, so here we go. Let's read this. So, But do it a little bit quicker when we read it. So Ruth 1, 3 through 19. Ruth 1, 3 through 19. Now this is a little bit of a long passage. We'll break it up into 3 sections. Ruth 1, 3 through 19, begin in verse 3. Then Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left with her 2 sons. Now they took with them 2 wives of the women of Moab. The name of the one was Orpah, and the name of the other Ruth. And they dwelt there about 10 years. Then both Mahlon and Chilion also died. Those are her sons. So the women survived her 2 sons and her husband. Then she rose with her daughters-in-law, that she might return from the country of Moab. For she had heard in the country of Moab that the Lord had visited his people by giving them bread. Therefore she went out from the place where she was, and her daughters-in-law with her. And they went on their way to return to the land of Judah. And Naomi said to her daughters-in-law, Go, return each of you to your mother's house. The Lord deal kindly with you, as you have dealt with the dead and with me. The Lord grant that you may find rest, each in the house of her husband. So she kissed him, and they lifted their voices and wept. And they said to her, Surely we will not return with you and your people? But Naomi said to them, Turn back, my daughters. Why will you go with me? Are there still sons in my womb that you may have your husbands? Turn back, my daughters. Go, for I am too old to have a husband. If I should say I have hope that I should have a husband tonight and should also bear sons, would you wait for them till they were grown? Would you restrain yourselves from having a husband? No, my daughters, for it grieves me very much for your sakes that the hand of the Lord has gone out against me. And this is their response to what she says. Then they lifted up their voices and wept again. And Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clung to her. And she said, this is Naomi speaking, Look, your sister-in-law has gone back to her people and to her gods. Return after your sister-in-law. But Ruth said, Entreat me not to leave you or to turn back from following you. For wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people. Your God, my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. The Lord do so to me, and more also, if anything but death parts you and me. When she saw that she was determined to go with her, she stopped speaking to her. Basically, Naomi said, okay. Now the 2 of them went until they came to Bethlehem. And it happened when they came to Bethlehem that all the city was excited because of them. And the women said, Is this Naomi? So, see there? Even the city, all the city knew how to do it. Naomi! They called her out. She recognized it. They know the call, right? All right. Now, this creature is a good example of a mother who puts God first in her life. She has quite the reputation. The last part of this is one of the distinguishing features of those elusive creatures. They're loved, and they're greatly loved in return. In this scene, her daughter-in-laws have got to know her over the years. And both are still with her, even after their husbands are gone. They're still with her, and they still love her, and they weep to be part of her. Their love of the one that calls response to Naomi is very strong, right? Now, putting God first in their lives also means they put their family ahead of themselves. Now, think about this. Ruth is telling her 2 daughters. She's an old lady by this point, and she's saying, Go back to your families, go back to your other, and let me go on. Now, she had to go a very long journey by herself, and then go live by herself without her 2 daughters. She was putting their needs, their want, their comfort ahead of her. That's a wonderful mother. This example of this elusive creature that we're hunting for, had treated her daughters as if they were her own daughters, had shown them God's love and how she treated them and her example in their life and her actions. This is the curious case of the mother who puts God without biological children that had become her own children, her own family, and they loved her greatly, and she loved them in return. The part that draws them together is they show God's love and care to their children in such a way that leads their children to love them tremendously. Let us read one more passage from our hunting instruction manual to continue the hunt. And we'll see if we've actually truly found one of these creatures. Proverbs 31, 25 through 30. Now, we couldn't find them through sight. We couldn't find them through hearing. We were told to look at the heart, and we got a little glimpse of a heart. Let's see how we actually see that heart fully on. And this is how you can recognize one. Now this, Proverbs 25, has a long description about this, and it's a whole study into it itself. We'll read just a small part of it, okay? There's a lot more there. Not one that, just a few verses. There's a lot to a elusive Christian mother. There's more than this, but this is a really good summary. Proverbs 31, 25 to 30. Strength and honor are her clothing. She shall rejoice in time to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and on her tongue is the law of kindness. She watches over the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Many of the daughters have done well, but you excel them all. Charm is deceitful, beauty is passing, but a woman who fears the Lord, she is to be praised. Now look at this. Strength and honor are her clothing. She's tough. She's prepared. She knows who holds the future, and she's ready for it. How many of us can think back to our mothers and think of, she knew what was ahead of us, right? Now, on her tongue is the law of kindness. She knows God's word. She watches over the ways of the household. She keeps the family running, and they turn to her over and over and over again. She's a center of it. Her children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, he praises her. When we're looking for this elusive creature and you're hunting out there, it's very dangerous if you don't find the right one. But if you do, how do you find the heart without opening it up? You look at her actions. What she says, what she does, how she acts. That's how you know. And when you found one, that is so valuable. Now, as your host of Dangerous Hunting, let me let you know a little secret. Now, don't move suddenly. But if you look around here, whether you're online or in the building, I bet you'll spot some of these elusive creatures in the building with us. Now, I highly encourage you to do two things. The first one's one you should do, and the second one's a favor to me. The first one, if you scoped one in and you spotted one out, take a moment, get up, give them a big bear hug and say, thank you. And the second favor to me, ask them to forgive me for calling them creatures. If you want to take a moment, find somebody and just say, thank you. Or not. Now, if you're a child of a mother, you can be one that's been young, or you can be one that's not been a child for many, many years, but it's still good to find one out and give them a hug. There we go. Now we're starting to get some fun. Can I give you a hug? So, thank you. Especially for the second part, the favor to me, because I'd like to go home today and not get shot myself. So thank you very much. So, to all those rare and wonderful creatures out there, we want to say thank you. Those mothers who love God, put Him first in their lives, and give an example to their household, such a wonderful thing. We love you very much. Thank you for putting up with us and all that you do. Happy Mother's Day. So, Thank you all for tuning in for another episode of Dangerous Hunting. May your all adventures in the future be successful. Tune in next week. We'll hunt another creature. Now, we'll wrap up for just a moment. Before we sing the invitation song, very quick wrap up. Having a mother who knows God, who seeks Him first, is an incredible thing. If you've got one, don't ever let them go, because that is a wonderful, wonderful thing. So, it makes the family so much more successful, so much closer. Some cultures, they call the mother the light of the household, and I think that's very appropriate. They really, truly are. So, I know I chose the theme of a hunting show for Mother's Day, and hey, if you give a guy, say, hey, give me a song about Mother's Day, you never know what you're going to get. But I thank you all for bearing with me. If you have any need to bring before the congregation, we always make time for an invitation, because now, today, tomorrow, anytime is the right time to turn your life to God. So we always give a moment for invitation. So if you have anything that you need the congregation to pray for, if you've been studying, you want to dedicate your life to God, we have water. If you need anything, if you'd like to be baptized, please come forward as we stand together and sing. Thank you.